Hello, giggly witches. Ow.
Hi.
My elbow.
We're back for another episode.
Why is I swear to God, every single time we'll be chit-chatting away, and now you're all staticky again as soon as we start doing the podcast. Last week I was listening, I don't know if you saw it at all
Mm-mm.
last week, but when I was uploading the episode and I was just like looking through everything,
Yeah.
it took me so long to respond to one of your things in the beginning.
You sent me a little snippet of it when we tried to do the back and forth. I was like, she'll get there.
It was like a 30-second response time, but it was because it was so lagged on my end that I had been waiting. I couldn't hear it. So
Oh.
I was like,
You're like, hello, Giggly Witches. It's season 2, episode 3, I think. I don't remember. We're doing both
yes,
counts.
36.
36. I can't believe
I kind
it.
of like the both counts.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Look at us.
Who would have thunk?
Because I want to
It
know when we
feels
get to
crazy.
like 52 and it's been a full year.
52.
You know?
Yeah.
That'll be
Well, I
exciting.
have the date. It's like July 14th or 18th or something
That's
like that.
crazy. Yeah. Wow.
hmm
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Do you ever put like a cold drink in a mug
And then it feels
and then every
weird.
time it feels really weird?
Your brain goes,
Yeah.
what the heck?
Yeah, yeah, it feels really just wrong, actually.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Like, oh my God, what's her name? I can't remember her name, but the girl from Dairy Girls,
Oh,
um,
I'm
where she talks about
so bad at names of characters.
chocolate.
Oh,
She's in the interview, and
yeah.
she's like, the guy's like, I don't like chocolate ice cream. I like chocolate, just not chocolate ice cream. And she's like, do you think it's because it's in the wrong form? Like, kind of like seeing kids in leather jackets.
Yeah. Kind of like seeing, you're like, yeah, actually, I think
Yeah,
that's
actually.
not how I would have described that.
It's such a perfect
That's so
example. You're like,
funny.
yeah, actually.
That's how I like. This is similar but different. But I like iced coffee, but I cannot drink it in the morning. It's wrong. It has to be hot. I don't care how
Mm,
hot it is. The morning coffee has to be hot coffee. It does. It's not allowed to be cold. It's not right. And I will have a meltdown.
okay. Yeah.
But an afternoon
I don't
coffee,
really like hot coffee.
yeah. And I get that. That's fine.
Yeah. I love the smell. I like when other people drink hot coffee because I like
And
smelling
they get
it.
like the beans all over your house.
Yeah. Yeah, I find them for months. Probably the person living there now is still
She's like,
finding them.
where are these beans and this black fuss come from? Okay, speaking of, this was the craziest experience, okay? Okay, if anyone's like popping in, episode is one of the first ones you've listened to, let us give you a little context. So when I went to visit Pam in Nashville, one, she had a little coffee maker because she doesn't drink hot coffee in the morning, but she had a little coffee maker and like I'm so clumsy and I don't know. Somehow I skewed beans all over the place. I thought I got them all because she had like fresh like whole beans to grind up. Legit. So I got beans everywhere. She was finding them for weeks. And then the other thing is that I had these well, I still have them. I have one pair of sweatpants because I usually travel in tropical places. So I was wearing them every day because it was winter time in Nashville. And I can't emphasize how many times I've washed these fucking sweatpants. They were new-ish. Like I got them from Target when I was home for Christmas, but like they'd been washed at least 3 to 4 times before I got to Nashville in mid-January. And they're still just shedding black fuzz like
Fuzz
crazy.
everywhere.
Um, they don't anymore that much. They do a little bit, but not to that extent. But
Yeah,
now
they
it's
left them all at my house.
fucking April. No, but they it was still really bad when, because I went Nashville, New York, Columbia, and in Columbia, I stayed at this co-living nomad house, and I was leaving black fuzz everywhere in that house, and I felt so bad, and I was was like, this is so embarrassing when the lady comes to clean my room, and then she's just probably like, where's this all coming from? But okay, so now I've had these sweatpants for 4 to 5 months. Okay, I got them around Christmas time. I always put them in the dryer. Okay, I this is important because I did laundry like 2 days ago. I put them in the dryer like I always do. I put them on. I swear they're like 5 inches shorter than they were before, and they look so stupid. Why did they shrink this time? That doesn't make sense. It's my only pair of sweatpants. I was like, did I get taller? Did I grow?
Okay, so when you come visit, I'll take your sweatpants. You could take my bathing suit tops. That's what we'll
they're
do.
pant
We'll
size
swap.
now. She's gonna love them. They're gonna leave black fuzz everywhere.
Hey,
But
Pam, I got you a birthday present.
I was like pulling on the legs because I was like, what? How? Stuff shrinks the first time you put them in the dryer and not after that.
I never. No. I feel like they always shrink. I never put anything in the dryer.
Nothing?
Literally, the only thing that I ever put in the dryer is like bras, socks, underwear, and like clothes I don't really care about. Every single other thing I hang dry.
Wow. I put my jeans in there because
Yeah.
I always want them to like.
Your
shrink.
jeans.
Yeah, well, I wear all baggy jeans and then they get like extra baggy, so I want them to shrink a little bit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then it's funny because I don't put any of my, it's 222 right now. I don't put any of my, I wear a lot of
Every time.
over every time you look, and I'm like, not for you though. Too bad, so sad. Not for
I
you.
did look before and it was 444, but we weren't on yet.
Ah.
And I was like,
But
dang it.
I wear all my clothes oversized, pretty much all these baggy sweatshirts and t-shirts. I don't put any of those in the dryer because it's hard enough as it is to find stuff that's oversized on my 5'10" frame and sew them in the dryer. But regular size clothes, it all goes in there. But these sweatpants, it was very strange. I was like, I can't go get these. I'm gonna have to go through the shedding process for another 3 months. I don't want to do it, but I really like these.
Okay, well, I have sweatpants also from Target. They
the
do
same
not
thing?
shed. No.
I liked
So-
those because they were just kind of like wide leg and baggy. Well, they weren't baggy because they're kind of short to begin with, but now they're real. Now they look like flood pants. That's what my grandma used to call them, like capris. She go, oh, those are my flood pants in case it floods. Your pants don't get
Oh
wet.
my God.
I don't know. Is that a thing?
Yes, it is a thing.
That's my first silly goofy of the day. My pants randomly shrunk, but I always put them in the dryer. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Maybe it was set on like
That's-
extra hot or something. I don't know.
maybe.
It was weird.
I don't know.
It's weird. You got a silly
R.I.P.
goofy?
I do have a silly goofy. Well, okay, so I don't really know if these are considered silly goofies.
They're actually really
it's-
sad
they're-
and terrible.
They're silly.
kidding.
They're technically two of them, but they like go as one.
Okay.
So I used a mobility aid for the first time
Yeah.
this weekend or last week, not over the weekend, but this week, last
Yeah.
week, whatever. Because I went to Disney for a couple days with my mom, which was great. It was fun. We did so much in like 2.5 days. I literally don't know how we did that much, especially considering that like my mom still has a fractured kneecap and like I
And you have bots.
have chronic
You
illness.
guys are just like hobbling around everywhere. Like, how are you?
So I don't know how that worked, but we did it. We didn't like do everything, obviously, but we
But
did
you were,
like
like, going,
we hit all
going.
the parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was so much fun. It was great. Shout out Monica.
Monica.
And but there was we were on the Star Wars ride waiting in line, and I guess the ride is like notorious for breaking down. So we were stuck in like probably like the very middle of the line by
Yeah.
the time it shut, like the ride shut down, and we were like, let's just give it a little bit, see if it kicks back up. Like, we've made it this far in the line.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Luckily there's actually like a lot of places to sit.
Mm.
um, but um, you know, we were standing there for like an hour waiting for the ride to come back on. But it's like we were waiting for so long, but the whole time we were like moving because people ahead of us kept like leaving the line, and we were like every time we would
how
move
much
up,
longer it's gonna be.
yeah, we don't know how much longer. And every time we were like, well, we're so much closer now. Like, we might as
Yeah.
well just like wait it out. And then we set like, we were like, okay, if it hits like 3 o'clock and we're still here, then like we'll call it quits.
Yeah.
It hit like 3:03 and we started moving again. We were probably like 25 feet from the front of the line. We were like, thank God we didn't leave. That would have sucked.
Yeah.
But we had moved so much
Yeah.
because everybody kept leaving. That ride, it's called like Rise of the Resistance or something like that. I don't know anything about Star Wars. I'm sorry to everybody
Oh
who
man,
loves
I
Star
haven't
Wars.
watched them in forever, but so good.
It's such a cool ride, but the funny, silly, goofy part of this is that we were standing for so long that once we really started moving, I don't know what it did something to my body that like once we stopped moving again, like once we got to like there's like a pre-show kind of part of the ride. Once we got to the part and I stopped moving again, I just went it went straight backwards. I got so dizzy and I just went whoop and I went like this to reach for my mom, but she was too far away.
Oh no!
I just went-
Did somebody catch you? What happened? Was there a wall?
I luckily caught
You stumbled
myself
and,
like before I totally went backwards, but I was like,
You're like,
okay,
uh-oh, it's happening.
I think it's time to use the cane. It was like, I don't know if like it was noticeable to anybody else, but
Yeah.
to me it felt like out of a cartoon when like or like some kind of sitcom where they just go straight back. So then I started using my cane and it felt like it feels kind of scary.
Yeah.
Not like scary, but like a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Just because I think I don't know if this is like weird, but I'm not like weird to say, but I'm not like visibly disabled.
Right.
So it's kind of like a not that like you care what other people think or are gonna say, but like there's always like some asshole
Yeah.
that's like, why are you
Yeah, you're
need that kind of
self-conscious
thing?
because it's new. And
Yeah.
You're not
Um,
like you don't have like a limp or something that people would go, oh, that's why
Yeah.
she's using it. I think a lot of people with
Yeah.
like invisible chronic illnesses, I've seen like talk about that it's hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I actually saw another girl who, quote unquote, looked fine, like looked like me, and she
Yeah.
had a cane, and then it kind of made me feel like better about it.
You're like,
Which is again
sisters.
kind of like, yeah, because we are sisters. But it's like that's just another example of like doing you, and it shows other people that it's okay, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's my kind of like silly goofy. That's not really silly goofy because
You're like, I
fell
almost
backwards
passed out.
in the middle of this scene. But I went whoop.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
But
and that you made your debut
me too.
with your cane. And
Yeah.
it was good.
And then this is just like a PSA because the amount of people that have just like I don't know if it's just like an out in the world thing
Yeah.
or if it's just exclusive to Disney or something like that, but the amount of people that have no awareness
oh, that's the
about
whole
what's going on
world.
around them. I got my cane kicked out from under me probably like 3 or 4 times. And like luckily I'm not like completely leaning like I'm
Yeah,
just
what
using
if
it
it's
to like
somebody
keep
that's
my
fully leaning on it? Or it was just a moment that
like
you were.
pay attention. Yeah. Pay attention. Pay attention. 2 of the times it was like kids being annoying as hell and I was like, I'm gonna hit you with my goddamn cane if you don't stop. Like,
Yeah.
but I was just like,
That is
pay attention. So this is a PSA. Be
Field
aware
service
of your
announcement.
surroundings.
that
Yeah.
happens everywhere because I didn't even realize how much I think like when I'm walking around, I'm in a daydream. I'm thinking about stuff. I'm like, I'm not paying attention. And so I don't know. I guess I get jostled around a little bit. I don't notice. When you're in busy cities and stuff and somebody like, I just keep going. I don't know. Like, I'm just in my own la la world. And when one, it was except busy because it was all.
Wait, hang on, I can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me at all? What about now?
Yeah, no, it's not your volume thing. It just got cut off.
Oh, weird. Okay. You can hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, it was like exceptionally busy, more people in the city because of all the festivities and everything. But I was with a man and he was getting like upset, like protective energy because he was like, "Why do people keep running into you?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." He's like, "People don't respect you. They like," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I didn't. I just like people bump up into me and I kind of just like la 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 la. Like it doesn't make me upset or anything. Like to an extent, like if somebody's fully, I just kind of wander around, and like
I
whatever.
think that's because you're the person that's not paying attention to anything and you're bumping into people.
If I see someone on the street, like I'll walk around them or like whatever, but I don't get bothered if someone like shoulder checks me a little bit, if it's aggressive on purpose, obviously, whatever. But
yeah.
or I don't know, like someone just like you're in a busy area, someone like steps on your foot, you're just kind of like, but you don't like yell at them. I don't know. You're just kind of like, oh, whatever. I just like let stuff roll off my back pretty easily, typically, in those senses. And then the breaking point was somebody was flying a drone where they should not have been, and it ran into me. Like I was just sitting there, but it was like a little drone, and the blades weren't open. It had like a protective thing around the blade, so it didn't hurt me at all. It could have, and it would have been really bad if it hit me in the face, like in the eye or something, for sure.
Yeah.
But he got lit up, and I was like, it's fine, it didn't hurt. He was like, people, they just keep running into you and stepping on you, and now they're flying drones into you. I was like, it's okay, it's okay. But I was pissed about that one, but because I'm like, what do you do? They flew it. They're trying to go. We were on this like beautiful.
It's supposed to be in the sky. What are you doing down here?
Up on a cliff, so they're trying to fly it out, but they're not. We're like under a canopy in like a cafe area, like resting. And instead of flying it out, I don't know, it came in somehow, and yeah, it like hit me, but it was funny. I was like, I'm like, how do you even manage to do that? What are you doing? Are you learning how to fly a drone in a public busy space like this? Inside a little bit? What are you doing?
Inside, yeah.
It was like half in, half out,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't pay attention, but I don't run into people a lot. I run into door frames, tables.
Yeah, that's an ADHD thing. It's called
spatial awareness.
Oh, it has a name. No, there's a name and I can't think of it right now.
I feel like I don't have good peripherals.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, this is my public Sadie announcement. There's Pam service announcement. We can both have PSAs. Okay, so I'm listening to the book. Did I already talk about this? The book We Need Your Art by, who's it by? I should say who it's by. Did I already tell you about this? So.
I don't remember, and if you did, then I'm sorry.
Okay. It's a new book, We Need Your Art by Amie McNee. Wanted to say it's so good. So if you're an artist, a creative in any way, or even like an entrepreneur, or you dream of like creating a side hustle or whatever it is in any capacity, she talks. I can hear myself echoing again. If I turn this down, okay.
I can't hear.
This platform. I don't think we're sticking with this platform, folks. It's driving us.
No, I'm so mad about the amount of people that suggested this.
I do not get it.
There were so many people.
No, not a fan.
They were like, "This is the one."
But I don't know why I got this one on audiobook. I never listen to audiobooks because I have a hard time with audio. It goes in one ear, not the other. It doesn't stick in my brain. I usually like read with my eyeballs. But I got this one on audiobook. And I love it. It's very practical, tangible advice. She kind of like sets it up like a workbook, which is why I do want to get a physical copy for that reason, because she gives you like a challenge, she gives you like prompts, like things to like follow. Um, but like she just goes through the whole process. But I think the way she approaches creativity is just so relatable and real. And what she's really good at is she, like, I notice is she's so good at, I can hear the echo. Finding a balance between like hustle and like flow, like the way she talks about
Mm-hmm.
creativity, where I think it can be hard. Like, I know I have a hard time. I think I'm much more balanced now, but you know, there's some coaches, content, whatever out there that's like hustle, hustle, it's the only way, da 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 da, and then there's
Yeah.
some that lean way the other way that are like everything will flow and come to you and la 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 la,
Yeah.
right? And I like both are true. Like both are important parts of creativity process and creativity to like create anything. Like there's going to be times of hustle and then there's going to be times of rest and regaining the inspiration for like the next steps. Like it's a cycle, you know. So I just think she's really
Mm-hmm.
good, like the way she lays it out and simplifies, like talking about um taking like bite-sized chunks of projects you have, but then also like it's like the balance between like discipline and flow. Because if we go, I think a lot of us, we can go aggressively one way or the other because we're hard on ourselves. So we'll be like, if only I worked harder, then this would be done. And then we burned out and we're like, I have to be in my goddess energy and not do anything and then it'll get done or whatever. And I just feel like this book, she's really, really good at like simplifying everything. And I just can't recommend it enough. Like it's so, 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 so good. And just really practical,
Mm-hmm.
but also inspiring. So I think everyone should listen or read it. But especially if you have creative aspirations, if you're an artist in any capacity or want to create
Yeah.
something, um, the way she lays it out is just so, so, so good. I've been talking about it with everybody. I love that. Um, okay. My other exciting news is I finally started watching Bridgerton.
No, yes.
I told Bam this. I know I am so far behind on pop culture and catching up on all of these things. I didn't watch any shows or anything when I was traveling really past 2.5 years. Um, so I missed the whole Bridgerton phenomena. So I know I'm way behind, but I'm on season 2, which is
Where are you
incredibly
at?
stressful, way more stressful than season 1.
What's happening?
The
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Okay, yeah. Well, I won't say what happens, but the episode with the wedding, and I'm like, oh my god, they're actually going through with it. But then,
Okay.
yeah. So that was. I watch Bridgerton like this.
When does. Sorry, please continue.
I can't hear. I'm like, I can't. If I turn my volume up, then I echo, but then I can't really hear you very good. Okay, I think it's okay.
I'm gonna Google when something happens just so that I don't spoil it for you, just in case.
Okay. Well, I'm having a really
But
hard
please
time
continue.
with season 2. It's very stressful. This is why I don't watch seasons like this also, or read series like this that are really good, because I can't like it's like I have to binge it and I'm having such a hard time. And so everybody feel bad for me because I'm trying to I can't stay up till 4 a.m. I gotta watch, but I'm staying up later than I normally do because I'm like, one more episode, and it's driving me crazy.
And there's only like 6 episodes, so
Yeah,
you're
but they're
like,
all
well,
like
just finish it.
over an hour. So
Yeah.
you're watching a movie every night, multiple. but I think I must be like over halfway. It must be almost, season 2 must be almost done. I haven't looked at what
Okay,
episode
so
I'm
you
on.
did the B episode.
Yes. I
That
was
episode was crazy to me.
I actually cry so
Cry.
much during all of Bridgerton. I happy cry, I sad cry. I have been crying a lot. It is so good. Um, what did okay, my first thought, this is like old-timey British Gossip Girl. Kind of like Lady Whistledown is Gossip
Mm-hmm.
Girl. Which I loved that. That's what I thought in
Yes.
season 1. I was like, oh my God, it's like Gossip Girl. Which it was so weird because I was scrolling through Netflix. I was like, I want to watch a series. And I've watched all of Gossip Girl, but not since like college, like a decade ago. I was like, maybe I'll rewatch Gossip Girl. And then Bridgerton was like the next one over. And I was like, no, I think I've been meaning to watch that. You know, I knew I would get addicted to it because I knew I would love it. And then I started watching. I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of like Gossip Girl. My other
Yeah.
thought that we need to all contact Lin-Manuel Miranda because I think they should make Hamilton into a sexy movie, Bridgerton style. Because it's like the same time. It's the when they were doing the duel in the first season, they were saying, I was like, he really, when he wrote the song in Hamilton about the duel, they were saying the exact phrases. I'm like, oh, these are things that like really proper duels, they actually, like, they said those exact things because they were the exact same. I was like, I know exactly how this duel is going to go in Hamilton. Anyway, that made me think of it. And then two, giving Angelica, Eliza, Hamilton love triangle like in Hamilton because they're
Okay.
sisters. They're
I've
both
never
in love
seen
with
Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton. Spoiler alert, but I'm sorry, Hamilton's been out forever. And also, it's literally history. No spoiler alerts on real history.
No.
And I was like, well, I guess you know, whatever. You know it immediately in season 2. You're like, oh, I see what's gonna happen here. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the same thing. And I was like, you know what we would all love to watch is a sexy Bridgerton style Hamilton, not a musical version. We already have the musical version. Turn it in to a feature film, no music, but the same exact story. Obviously, it's fucking history, but make it sexy.
Yeah.
I think that would be really good, and I'm gonna call Lin-Manuel Miranda on and tell him
Why
once I
don't you
extract down his
just
phone
call
number.
Taylor up? Yeah.
But I'll find it. I'll find it.
Yeah.
Anything is
I
possible.
don't
I'm gonna
doubt it.
test it. I'm gonna download the phone
Yeah.
number, start calling random
I
numbers.
believe it.
So those are my
I believe
thoughts
it.
about Bridgerton. I'm having a really great time, but it's an emotional roller coaster. It's actually also been quite a tough time.
Yes.
Can't stop watching, can't stop thinking about it. Everyone's so sexy.
I think I did season 2 and 3 in like a 2 week period. Like, I don't think or maybe it was like a week. I don't know. I just, it went really
I think I
fast.
only started watching it a week ago, probably, and I already am like season 1's done. Probably there can't be more than 2 episodes left in season 2. I feel like
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where
I
you're
could
at.
even be on the last one, to be honest. I feel like there's gonna be 2 more episodes, possibly.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but yeah, crazy stuff. It's so good. If you're
So
like me and the
crazy.
last woman on earth that hasn't watched it yet, also recommend it. Obviously. Um,
Yeah.
um, oh, it's funny too because like obviously there was viral clips of it that went around that I saw, and then it's fun to see them in the show and be like, now I see the whole picture.
Oh, that's where it is. Yeah.
Like when the with Anthony and the sister, and he's like, "You're the bane of my existence," and blah, 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 and it shifts it. I rewound. Okay, guess who rewound that 5 times? Me. Just like when we were watching Wicked and we were rewinding him saying, "Perfect." Oh my
You're
God,
perfect.
it was so good. You're perfect. Um, And let's see. I can echoing again. My last silly goofy is that cannot stand to hear myself echo. My last silly goofy is a quick one. It's another PSA. I have terrible news because
Mm-hmm.
the past 3 nights I've put my phone down. I've got my little scripting notebook.
Oh.
I've been scripting before bed, and then I'm like, don't do it, Sadie, don't touch it. And I go like this, and I go to sleep. I've never felt more well rested in my life. It's so weird how if you don't spend an
Yeah.
hour at bedtime flicking through 1,000 videos, you sleep better.
Yeah.
I don't even have a
Hate
hard
when
time
science is
sleeping,
right.
but I wake up like this, like birds are chirping.
Yeah.
The clouds are singing. Everything's great.
The clouds are singing.
The clouds are singing. I don't know. I'm like, huh, that's weird. But it's been enjoyable. I don't even write like a full page. I'll just like write little points or whatever, however much flows out before bed. I'm like, of all the things I'm like manifesting or claiming or whatever. And it is a really nice way to go to sleep. And then I'm like thinking about it while I fall asleep. Fall asleep fast, wake up super well rested. I still have phone time, but I don't do it in bed anymore. I do it on the couch before I go to bed. But then there's getting ready for bed and getting in bed time. There's more space. It's definitely better.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, and then we were talking about that. So Pam and I were talking about, well, I don't know. What were we talking about with ADHD before we started recording? I don't remember. I don't remember now. And I was like, I want to say something about that for.
Oh, yeah. It was this girl that I saw on Threads who posted something
Oh,
like I'm type A, type B, I'm type A.5 kind of thing.
yeah. That's what we're talking about. Which
Yeah.
same way. Um,
Yeah.
about different things. But I thought this was really interesting. I can't remember who I saw talking about this, and I didn't save the video because I never do. But someone, they were answering question boxes or something, and someone was like, "Oh, like how would you explain like ADHD in a spiritual way or whatever?" And she was like, "Oh, well," and obviously this is I keep echoing.
What is that?
What? Oh, can you
Is
hear
that the
the
cat?
cat snoring maybe?
Oh, okay. It's
Mr. Cat
like, what
snore.
is that?
Mister, your snore is too
It's
loud.
so loud.
He snores really loud. I don't even hear it anymore because I'm so
That's
used to it.
so crazy
What
that
is
it's
that?
from the
There's like a
cat.
monster lurking in the corner. But basically she was saying, she was like, well, generators and manifesting generators have so much life force energy coursing through them. They generate, now I'm hearing it. I'm like, it is really loud.
So funny.
Mister, wake up and go sleep somewhere else. I'm sorry. I love you.
That's so funny. No, it's okay. I just can't believe that's coming from a cat.
Yeah, he has rhinitis. He always has a stuffy
Who would have
nose and that
thought?
makes him snore really loud. And then he also goes like,
Yeah.
and he like does that a lot, and then he snorts out these huge boogers. It's disgusting.
Ew.
But anyway, she was saying like generators and manifesting generators, they generate their own energy, and they have this like, oh my God, Boo. Okay, now Boo's like going crazy in my lap. Cats. I am just surrounded by cats. It's all I've interacted with for weeks. She was saying they have so much energy, and I think we've talked about this before, where like historically, like our society now just hasn't like revolutionized in a way that is supportive of people that are ADHD. But back in
Yeah.
the day, it wasn't seen as like a diagnosis, if that has like a negative connotation to it. It wasn't seen as like something wrong with you. It was like, oh, okay, you are this way, so therefore you live this way, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she was connecting it to being like a generator or a manifesting generator, and how we have to like, it's not that like we're meant to like hustle, 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 hustle all the time, but like we're meant to honor like all of those impulses we have to like, I want to try this, I want to do that, and we have to
Yeah.
like it's, we're not broken. There's not something wrong with us. It's just like the way we are, and we're the
Yeah.
tinkerers and the innovators is because we're like, what if we're here, oh okay, until something fully pulls us in, and then we hyper fixate on it until it's like complete, I don't know, completely like flushed out, finished, problem solved. Like once the right little pocket, like that's what happens to me all the time. I'm like, la 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 la, this over here, that over there, and then I hyperfixate and I will work for hours straight on something because I'm like, oh, I found the pocket where I want to be in, you know. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. It was very choppy, and I think,
Are
you
you
know, when it
there?
like catches
You
up, I
look like
like
you
think
can't hear
I
me. Hello? Oh, oh.
Yeah. I think we're really off. I think we're gonna do one of those things again where everyone's gonna be waiting for a really long time for me to respond.
It went
'Cause
really
I
fast.
can't.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that would,
But I
and
got
I would
it.
be
Yeah.
curious to know what the human. Yeah, I know you were like this.
What the
You
what?
were like trying to
I don't know
hear,
why wait,
but
hang on.
I'd be curious of like what's the human design of people with ADHD. I'd be curious to know what the statistics would be of human design and people. Okay. Well, my final thing I was saying was I'd be super curious for someone to statistics on that of like the design of people with ADHD, if they are in fact majority. You can't hear me again. Manifestors and generators. I fucking give up.
It's all staticky, but I did hear all of that. It was staticky, but I heard it all.
Okay.
But I do think that majority of the human design like types that have ADHD are manifestors and like manifesting generators and things like that. Like
Yeah.
I don't think there's as many like reflectors or projectors, but I haven't like done a full study on that. But
Yeah.
I think that I like remember hearing that. Also, people that are like Aries or have Aries placements are also very like ADHD.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was like literally in my astrology course. Like that was
And Aries, your ADHD. Next.
yeah. I think a big part of it is we were the like night shift
Mm.
of the tribe. You know what I mean? And then we obviously like all on a whim, we kind of had to like restructure everything that we knew.
Yeah.
Um and that's just like kind of in our DNA, and we're like our bodies are just like what the
What the hell's
fuck?
going on here?
Like
What the hell?
but yeah, that's my hypothesis.
Yeah. Cause I was thinking about,
But
I have the a cousin that he his parents have always just kind of like let him do his thing. Like he'll like take apart the lawnmower and then he'll like add put it back together, adding like he's making freaky stuff, you know. There's like a like whatever, he's just like he's like pulling like a motorcycle and a lawnmower and then like combining them back together and stuff like that, just like very like chaotic,
crazy. Yeah.
what are you doing? And he's always just like moving, going, taking stuff apart, putting back together, and he's like, oh, but he's brilliant because he can just do that, you know, and he always figures it out. And
Yeah.
he's not like diagnosed with anything, but hearing that made me think of that, of like someone who he was never discouraged from doing that. It was just always like, yeah, go ahead. Like his dad's an engineer, so he's got that like engineer brain. and they always just kind of like let him, like do your thing, even though he was doing. And it just made me think like, if we all had that opportunity to be nurtured in the like quirks that we had because of maybe ADHD or
Yeah.
autism or different things that we experience, like being on these spectrums of things, um, you know, it just made me think like how would the world be different if we were all nerds? Just like be who you are. You don't have to sit still in this classroom. Like that's not what you're meant to do. Go tinker with like technology or lawnmowers
Yeah.
or go in the paint room and the art room and make a mess. And if we were all just like, you know, allowed to like follow these things that we were drawn to, I think the world would be
Mm-hmm.
more cool, interesting. I mean, it already is a very cool and interesting place, but I think I don't know. Yeah, I wish that for all of us.
I think so too. Yeah. I also because like I don't know about you, but I learn much better when like I do not learn well in a classroom
Oh
standard
no,
classroom setting. Like
no.
that does not work for me. Like
Mm-mm.
I need to be doing things, but then you get in trouble, you get yelled at, pay attention, blah blah, blah. And I'm like, well, then I'm gonna sit here and I'm not gonna listen to anything you're saying because I
Yeah,
can't. It
exactly.
doesn't. My brain doesn't work that way. And then everyone tells you that you're stupid
Yep.
and whatever, and it makes me think of that quote that's like, about something about like judging a fish's ability to climb a tree. Like he's always
Yeah.
gonna think that he's
Yeah.
incapable, but that's not his environment. Like he can't
Yeah.
climb a tree. He's a fish.
Yeah. Yeah, I always
Um,
felt really guilty about being smart but not applying myself, but I was trying to be forced to apply myself to the things that I didn't want to, so it felt like torture. And like in
yeah.
college, like I never went to class, but I would get like A's on all the tests. I'm a really good test taker. Like
Oh, I'm a terrible test taker.
oh my God, I don't know if it's being psychic, if it's being on the spectrum, but like a little bit of both. But if it's a multiple choice test, it is
Yeah.
so obvious to me what the answer is. I'm like it just jumps out on the page to me. I'm just like, obviously. Every time we did those stupid standardized tests in school, I was in the 99th percentile. I was like a
Yeah.
genius. They were always like, Sadie's a genius, whatever. But then I always got really good grades, but I was just like, yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't want to be a genius. I want to go dance. I want to go to dance class and I want to paint stuff and I don't want to be smart. I don't care about that.
Yeah. I just a quick side story. So we have like the regions. I don't know what you guys had, but that was like our
Oh, okay.
standardized testing.
Yeah, maybe they were
And
the
you
same.
had the global regions. Yeah, you had the global regions in 10th grade and you had like, there's one part where you have to write like the essay portion. And I don't know why this always sticks in my head. It's so funny to me, but I had a friend, her name's Kaylee, and we were studying together and we were like, religion is like the worst essay topic for us to get. And we were like, we had all these ideas planned out for like if we had gotten anything else.
Hmm.
And she just goes to me, God forbid you get religion, you write, I love Jesus and call it a day.
Period.
She's like, and then you handed it and that's it. Like,
That's it.
just, that's it. That's the whole essay.
I don't remember those. It's funny because now I love writing, but back in the day, I hated writing essays. I hated writing papers. But now I'm like
Yeah, because they were
such a
about things
writer.
that
But
you
they
didn't
were.
care about.
There's nothing in this world I hate more than being told to do something that I don't want to do.
Same. That's also an ADHD thing. It's called pathological demand avoidance.
Oh.
Like if somebody tells me to watch a show, I'm like, I'm never fucking watching that show. Even if I already wanted to watch that show,
I'm
now
like,
that you
great. Now I
told me
can't
to
watch that
watch it,
show.
I'm like, now I'm not watching that show. Like,
That's
I
interesting
don't know what it
because
is.
um
Like, it has to be my decision.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't. I was just seeing a meme about this the other day. It was saying it was like a eldest daughter thing, but it's the same thing where it was like the struggle between like wanting to be like the eldest daughter struggle of being like a strong and independent woman, and also like wanting to be told what to do by a man. And I'm just like I love like dom daddy energy from a man, but I'm also like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, no, sorry, I like it
that...
when you tell me what to do. Sorry, go ahead. I forgot. Go
It's
on.
like that quote from The Office with when Ryan is like, I need you to tell me what to do, but don't just like tell me what to do.
Like
it's
that.
exactly like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
I think that's why I always struggle just to have any job like of any sort too, because I'm just like, just don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, but I need you to tell me what to do because I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
But then I have my own,
now.
and then I have my own business, and I'm like, I'm really tired of deciding everything I'm supposed to do. Can somebody tell me? And then they do, and I'm like,
Yeah.
don't do that. It's funny because I have learned though, like with certain people in my life, where I'm like, that I like whatever. I don't want, I'll tell you the full example later, but like where I'm like, I need to like guide them and tell them what to do. Not clients.
Redacted. Yeah.
But
yeah.
My more personal life, but I'm like, okay, I've already come to that awareness self with them. No, it was an ADHD thing where I'm like, I also cannot ask questions a certain way or they get overwhelmed. I have learned how to ask questions a very specific way so that they're like, can answer them easily, not be like, oh, I don't know, and have a meltdown.
Yeah.
And if I need them to do something, it's more of a like, oh, wouldn't it be great if that was like that? And it's like a plant. You have to plant the seed in their minds. You can't tell them to do it.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Upset.
And no, that is like a really big like ADHD thing. I just saw another interview of this girl talking about how like she's like, I feel so bad because my husband is trying to like help out and like help me do things. So he'll be like, what do you want for dinner? I'll make it. And she's like, now you've just added something onto my, like, I can't make this decision right now. And she like freaks out and she's like, I know you're trying to be helpful. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
That's
one of the things I'll go, oh, does this sound good or this sound good? And it's like, two.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's also like for generators and manifesting generators, that is how we make decisions. Like, if you are like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I can't find what's lighting me up right now.
Don't ever say that to me.
Yeah, but for manifesting generators and generators, it's better to give us options, because then if you're like, does this or this sound good, whichever one is like, ooh, yeah, like
we
that's
feel
the
it.
one I want,
because
like whatever's lighting you up. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
If
I
you're
love human
struggling
design.
to like coexist with a partner or a child, figure out they're a generator or a manifesting generator, or if they're ADHD. Because I think like I also was always a much more like, not naughty, but disagreeable child than both of my brothers. And I think that was why, because when you told me to do something, I would freak out. And like you tell me to clean my room, I want my room to be clean. As a child, I wanted my room to be clean. I'm a Virgo. I thrive in it being clean. But my mom's telling me every day, clean your room. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm not cleaning my room. And the room was always a mess because I couldn't stand being told to clean it, even though I was unhappy in the mess. I couldn't physically get myself to clean my room.
For me, my room was always messy, but it was because I needed to be able to see everything.
I also have
Otherwise,
to see everything.
I didn't know where anything was. So my mom would always yell at me, clean your room. And I'm like, this is clean to me because I can see everything. So it looks really messy to you, but this is all like, organized to me. Like, I know where everything is right now.
I have
like,
extreme
and if I put it away, I'm going to forget about it and I'm going to not know where it is. And then I'm going to freak out because now I can't find it.
Yeah. No, I could buy a brand new pair of shoes that I've been manifesting for a year. And then if I don't know, someone I was living with put them in the back of the closet, I would forget they existed.
Yeah.
Until like if it was still on my vision board or something I saw, I go, oh yeah, yeah. But if it wasn't on a vision board or whatever, and it wasn't, and I would just completely forget those shoes existed until I was cleaning out my
No,
closet a year later, and I'd be
totally.
like, oh my God. Everything has to be.
I just hung up like in my closet. I just hung my jeans and my shorts and everything. And I'm like, wow, I have so many options that I didn't remember that I had when I was living in Nashville because I didn't have this kind of closet space to do
Yeah.
this. And like
That's
now
why
the other the
unearthing
only
my
other thing
storage
that I
unit. I have
have,
in there.
oh,
Uh-oh, did that lagging
what?
again? Is it frozen
Yeah.
behind?
It's definitely behind, but I can hear you this time.
Okay. Well, you keep going. I can hear you okay.
Um, but now the only thing that's like in my regular drawers is like bras, socks, underwear, which like I'm
Our
never gonna forget
necessities.
about because
Yeah.
those are like, yeah. So it's been good so far because now I can like hang everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So those are your hacks of the day.
yeah. Okay, I do have one last, not silly goofy, but just a little thing that I wanted to talk
Okay.
about. It was last night. Is that when we talked?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. Seems like a
Um,
lifetime ago.
it really does.
Every moment between us that we are not speaking feels like years.
It was literally, I think, almost 24 hours ago. Um,
Yeah, pretty much exactly.
um, for my birthday, Sadie gifted me a power hour with her, which sounds kind of crazy to say it like that, but it's one of her offers. And we did some root chakra work.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing. Yeah, I don't even know how, I'm still thinking about the question that you asked me because I still don't understand how to
That's okay. You can let
answer
that
it.
one go. It's
But
not completely pertinent.
but we like went through a bunch of fears,
Mm-hmm.
did some tapping on them all,
Yeah.
and it felt really good. And then so I wrote down a bunch of stuff like on my mirror this morning that we went over.
Oh.
So it's been really helpful to like see it throughout the day, except for then I also kind of like scare myself because I forget that I wrote on on my mirror, and I feel like that's like
Oh,
always in like a scary movie or something like that when it's like random writing on the mirror. And I'm
but
like,
it's like
"Ugh."
positive affirmations, but there's like blood dripping down.
Yeah, but it was so good.
Yeah. It was so good. Yeah, the power hours are kind of it's sort of a certain potent way to experience what I do with my private clients, which is we work through each chakra individually. And the main my cat's coming up here. Boo boo, say hi. We work through each chakra individually. So Pam and I we had been talking about like some fears that
Hang on.
can you still hear me okay?
Now I can.
There's, you know, there's fear and guilt, shame and scarcity, anxiety and worry, jealousy, laziness, arrogance, can't surrender. These are the main blocks connected to our chakras. So you can come to an me and we can zone into what's in you the most. And if you love it and you do want to sign up for the full coaching program, it's a good way to experience what my private coaching is like in a single session before deciding if you want to like jump all in. And it's really fun to get to do these one-on-one, and they're really, really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think yeah,
Yeah, I'm so excited
they're
about it.
officially posted. So you can go to the link
I can hear
in the show
myself now.
notes and you can book your power hour. Yay.
Yay.
Okay. All right. And scene. So
Scene.
yeah, we are having lots of technical difficulties today, folks. So we've been jibber jabbering about silly, goofy stuff, and we had a topic today, but we'll save it for next week. But
Yeah.
thank you, Pam, for talking about the power hour we did together. I would love to do a power hour
It
with
was great.
you,
I wish
dear
I was
listeners.
more eloquent,
You are
but
perfect, whole, and complete, just as you are, Pam.
thank you.
Tap. I am very eloquent.
Perfect. Perfect.
Being eloquent is necessary to be impactful. Follow Giggly Witches. We are on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and at Giggly Witches on Instagram and TikTok. I am Sadie Olson. I have the Power Hours right now. I also have my Coven membership where we meet once a month on Zoom to do scripting and manifestation rituals together. The next meeting is on the new moon in Taurus, which will be really, really cool. We're meeting right on the new moon. I think it's the April 27th, if I'm remembering correctly. So we're going to do a juicy manifestation ritual. And my YouTube, Magic with Sadie, has tons of guided tappings and cool stuff on there. So check that out. Pam, what do you got going on?
I am Velvet Snake Oracle. Oh my God, I gotta hope that you guys can't hear how bad this echo is right now.
I can't, but it drives me crazy when I hear it.
I can't hear you. But I'm Velvet Snake Oracle on TikTok and Instagram. And I've got, well, this will come out a day before I'm announcing this to the general public so you guys can know before them. But I'm launching my astrology readings this week. Hooray. You know what? The echo will just ensure that you guys hear it. Yay. And then also super fun. I'm really excited about it. My book club is live.
I joined. I've turned
Yay,
down my
you can
mic so it doesn't
join.
echo as much. So I'm pausing. I'm like turning it off. I joined. I'm in there. Come join us.
Hooray.
Hooray! I can't.
Yay. We've got a good little group so far. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
When do we find out our first book? Or is it? I feel like I looked in there, but I'm kind of confused by the app. I'm like an old lady in there right now.
Yeah, I know. So I had seen other groups where you can like make a discussion group where everybody could just intro themselves.
Oh,
But I
okay.
guess you have to have a book chosen already. So I think I already have an idea of what I want the first book to be, just because it's like cute and kind of silly and looks like an easy first read.
Yay!
But I wanted to kind of send an email out and just get an idea of like what days are best for everybody, because we've got a small group right now.
Yeah.
Make sure, you know, we can all like meet on certain days and everything like that of the week. And then I'll announce the book then.
Yay!
But if you want to book an astrology reading with me or join the book club, they're at the links in the show notes.
Yay!
I'm very excited about it. And I still do have my mediumship readings.
Which are amazing. I did one. We
Yay,
talked.
thank you.
Pam was my mom. It was. Can you hear me?
Yes, I did.
Okay, this technology is
Yeah,
just terrible.
let's call it
we're
quits
not gonna
on
record
this
again.
thing.
Sorry,
Gotta get out of
everybody.
here.
We love Giggly Witches.
Bye.
Bye.